see you there.
Yeah, I didn't see you there. Johnny Mosley here from Peter Glenn Ski Sports, hanging out with my friend Joe Johnson here at Salomon, at Outdoor Retailer. And I was just
giving it a flex.
I mean, how's my technique? Is that?
It's good technique. You got to bend the knee, get it in there.
Yeah. So what do you think? Is this ski gonna hold?
It'll hold. It'll hold.
It will hold?
Yep.
You sure it'll hold me? I'm a pretty good skier.
Yep.
Okay. The old flex test. I think the flex test still is applicable.
It definitely is. You see a lot of flexing going on at Outdoor Retailer.
I mean, Peter, our buyer for Peter Glenn, did you flex this ski before you bought it?
I have not. I don't have to now.
Veteran buyers don't even have to. The only tricky part when you're trying to flex is, with the big twin tips, you can't really get an accurate flex.
Yeah.
But I noticed right off the bat that this stance ski has more of a traditional tail.
For sure.
So anyway, let's back up here.
Okay.
This is a whole new line of skis for Salomon called Stance. Tell me about it.
No, we're really excited about the Stance collection of skis. The main reason is that this is an area that we haven't really played in quite a few years. And so basically, the Stance collection is our stance on how metal laminate skis should be built. And so kind of some of the tech callouts here, it's twin metal laminate construction, twin frame construction.
Okay.
So you have a sheet of Titanol on the bottom, an 8 laminate poplar wood core, and then another sheet of Titanol on top. The unique thing that we did is we milled out, laser etched out a section here in the forebody of the ski and then also in the tail.
Okay.
And that really allows it to free up some torsional looseness. So you're not locked in like you are in a true twin metal ski. You can feather a turn, you can do different size turns, maybe arc a GS turn and then slow it down and tighten up the turns in the trees. But then what we also did was
stop for a second. Let's just slow down.
All right.
And we're jamming through all this stuff. First, I want you to explain what a twin metal ski, why that's a thing. What does 2 pieces of metal in a ski do for the skier?
I mean, two pieces of metal in a ski really provides a stable, powerful ski. So somebody who's looking for a powerful, dependable, damp ski is going to want a couple sheets of metal in their ski, and that'll give them what they're looking for.
Okay, and what's interesting is the metal isn't like 2 sheets on top of each other. There's one closer to the base, right after the base.
Right after the base.
And then there's one right under the top sheet.
Correct.
Okay, now go on with typically how did they used to make just twin metal skis? It was just 2 sheets of metal and nothing fancy in between.
Yeah, it was 2 sheets of metal and then it was your wood core, and maybe those 2 sheets of metal were right next to each other. You know, over the years, ski construction has obviously changed and developed.
Sure.
But we feel like with the metal twin frame construction that we have, it kind of is a unique take on how that ski should be built and how it's going to perform.
Okay, and then I interrupted you, but you were kind of talking about the, you guys are famous. I remember I've skied the QST a lot for the carbon flax layer, if you will. What does that kind of do to the ski? And
yeah, so we laser etched out these 2 spots in the forebody and the tail of the ski. And so while that might sacrifice some of the dampness that you get by taking that out, we made up for it by putting CFX into these areas, so the carbon flax blend, and that really dampens the ski out while still keeping it light.
Okay, got it. And I noticed on the chart over there was even more materials in there. I mean, it's 2 types of fiberglass. We don't need to get into it, but there's a little bit of rubber under the foot.
For sure.
So all these combinations result in what kind of ski for like the end user? What kind of skier wants this ski?
This is your all-mountain ski. This is what you're going to be hammering at the resort every day with. In our mind, we see this skier being the person that's going to go up to the resort and they're going to ski regardless of the conditions.
Okay.
And they want a ski that can rip groomers, it can shred crud. If there's fresh snow, they can rip around in the fresh snow. Really a ski that can do it all and not, you don't have to second guess what ski you're grabbing when you head to the hill in the morning.
And of course, when it's firm and hard, this thing is going to hold like a Town League GS ski, basically.
Definitely. So this is a Stance 90 and the 182, and this has a 19-meter radius.
Okay.
So a really solid radius for it. But like I said, it's pretty versatile. You can shorten that turn up if you need to.
Yeah. And so 90 underfoot is basically the width underneath your boot, and that's really what you're always talking about. You're never really talking about the tip or the tail. It's just that width underfoot. The reason that's important is because you'll feel the wider the ski gets, the more laborious it is to put it on edge. I find that 90 is an incredibly easy width to carve. Even going narrower actually doesn't even make that much difference. In fact, you start to boot out.
For sure.
So like 90 allows you to be on the ski, not have a riser, and still like really lay it over without worrying about booting out. So like on the East Coast, you could ski this all day long.
Yeah.
Or I ski a 90 and a foot of squall all the time. So let's talk about rocker. It's got a little bit of, looks like it's got a little bit.
Yeah, it's got early rise in the tip, early rise in the tail, but again, pretty flat as you were mentioning earlier. It really allows you to lock into that turn.
Yeah.
But again, that early rise in the tip will give you some versatility as far as conditions.
Yeah. Did we miss anything? I think it's looks like a pretty money ski. What's the maximum length it comes in?
This one will come in a 188 on the high end.
Oh, sweet.
So you can go all the way up to a 188, down to a 167.
Okay, great. And we're holding a 182 right here. Looks like a nice ski. Joe, well described. Obviously, there's more skis in the line. You can go wider if you need to.
Sure.
But like I said, I think you're going to be covered with a 90. If you feel like you want to have that small width, you want to stay at the 90, but you are going to encounter POW, like you're in Utah or you're in Colorado, just go longer.
Yep.
That's what I like to do. And you at first you'll think, I don't want a long ski, but a long ski, you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it, and you have the carving power of a 90 underfoot. Okay.
Sure.
Joe, thank you for the explanation. The Stance Series from Salomon. You get it at peterglenn.com or walk in one of the stores and get it mounted up and ready to go. Have a killer winter. Make some carves on groomers for Joe and I. Cheers.